everybody's marriage, they scatter left, right, and center.
Then you go to God and ask him that, God, is this person for me? You will always hear yes.
That a lot of Christians do not do the work to even find out if you're compatible or not.
You don't have to be like, oh my God, like, God is actually fine now in real life.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is uzomairoche, and if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. You guys can see that things are looking a bit different today, but yeah, and I'm sure you can tell by the title as well. We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. Okay, everybody, do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Onyede Brandy, so you can choose to call me whatever you want. So I'm a YouTuber, Brandy Circle on YouTube. This is not the first time I've been on Uzomai's channel, so you guys probably know me. Some of you at least.
Yeah.
I'm also a full-time content creator, full-time 9-to-5 worker. I work as an insurance agent, and yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Fuck yourself. I love that.
Yeah. If you like my wig, I make wigs. I also
yes.
Sorry.
We love a multi-talented queen.
I swear.
My name is Sharon, and yeah. I'm a stylist and, you know, woman of many talents.
Hi guys, my name is Banker, aka Adi Banker OG.
Alright.
Period. I'm a YouTuber. My YouTube is Adi Banker OG. For those interested, please subscribe. Thank you. But I'm a content creator too and a student currently. So yeah.
My name is Miriam. I don't know what I'm like.
She's also a YouTuber.
I wouldn't classify myself as that, but yeah.
Okay, so you're on YouTube doing what?
I'm also a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a makeup artist and I'm also a medical assistant as well.
Alright, awesome. So today we're gonna be getting into some tea, some gist, some whatever, but let's just start. My first question for all of us is, why do women never put themselves first? Why is this?
Wow, she didn't even, you know, she came strong.
You know, I was gonna ask you guys like something softer, but I said actually let's just dive right in because let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
That's a very loaded question. I would say our upbringing. We never thought to put ourselves first, like not in anything, not by our mothers, not by our aunties, not even by movies, bro. I always thought that men come first, everything above them.
It's a man's world.
It's a man's world. So you grow up with this mentality that like even if I'm being hurt or like things are happening and I'm not necessarily happy with it, you make excuses in your brain like, oh, okay, you know, like why am I doing too much? Or like I'm settling, or like he's going to be fine, like I won't find any other person outside, so like why should I break up with him, or why should I do this, or why should I do that job? Like it's mostly men that do it.
Yes.
So there's just all of that. So I just blame it on society, and not even because it's easy to blame it on society, but genuinely because that's the reality.
That's so true.
Do you guys feel like, you know how women will never, okay, let me not say this now before somebody will come for me. Women don't traditionally propose to men,
Right.
but it seems like now people are doing that and stuff like that. I personally would rather drink all the water in the ocean, but
I'd rather cook rice.
I'd rather mop the ocean, please. I'm so sorry, but at the same time, because that whole traditional thing of like proposing, the man is the one that comes and wooes you, is the one. I guess even biblically, like it is the man that finds the wife, right? And you know, in the context of that finding, it can sometimes feel as though it is the men that make the choice, because it is really them that make the choice. And so, like, I also think it's the fact that women don't really choose. Like, they choose the options that come to them, and it's just now that like obviously people are shooting their shots and things like that I would say that women really are choosing, but in the grand scheme of things, women are not really choosing. We just kind of like pick between what comes.
It's like better. It's like you're picking between frying pan and fire.
Yeah,
It's almost lesser.
I also think like because we don't also know how to, like men are the ones used to
There's all these criteria for how to pick a
it's
woman.
like we never know, like you never hear, oh, this woman is going after this man, or this is how as a woman you approach a man. Like there's always like a men's thing. Just back to what Miriam said, basically, like we just simply don't know how to sometimes, to be honest.
I don't think I would want to approach a man, I'm not even going to.
Me, I can, because to be honest, we need to start going after what we want to. Like, don't get it twisted. I won't chase. Like, I won't. Like, I feel like I can say, oh, I think you're a good-looking man.
Okay, I can start a conversation, but like, I can't like message you and be like, oh hey, like,
no. No, that is going too far. If I open the door, I expect you to
walk in the
No, I saw this tweet, what was it, yesterday or today, and the person was like, yeah, women shoot their shots by thinking about you a lot. And I thought that was literally me. Because I mean, like, oh, I should be actually going to text you? No, but I actually agree with
for me, like, shooting my shot, I'm not saying it's right. Well, shooting my shot, I just position myself.
Yeah.
I swear, if you understand. If you understand, forget about it. Like, you do it in such a way that you will have access enough to come and meet you and talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, to be honest, in that aspect of like, positioning yourself and the man is chasing you and everything, one would actually think that like, since we are seen as like a prize, we should actually be put as a prize, right? But for me, I think the whole women not putting themselves first comes from like the whole caregiver like thing. Because
primary
you're giving primary caregiver, you're giving care. Like sometimes you might just forget about yourself actually. That's what you're doing.
It's extremely easy, so easy, man.
And that's why a lot of people like, even like for older daughters, they're always just like, you don't even think of yourself anymore, because all you've been doing is like, they put that on you to just take care. So I think it's like how is the foundation, right? Like if you're in a loving marriage, I feel like sometimes the man should be able to even like yarn you like, I can't, like, you have to take a break.
Right, because you can burn out.
Exactly.
But in so many homes, that's not really a thing, but I mean, that's not what we're talking about today. But there was something I wanted to say. I have actually come to a point in my life where I think that I can also approach men and be like, hey, I think you're really cute or whatever, or not even necessarily that. I'll just put myself in that place so that you have to master the art. It's not like you're not being too forward.
But
you're like, hey, like
you're giving just enough.
But
not too much.
Exactly. Okay, let me ask Oinade. Oinade is in a relationship, by the way. She's not allowed to be married, okay? So, if you were not in a relationship, do you think that you could shoot your shots, like, proper?
Yeah, I think I could. If I wasn't in a relationship.
Like, in what way? Like, so you wouldn't wait for somebody to come to you. You would definitely go after.
I don't know, right? Because the truth is, you're currently talking to after Christ in a day. So I don't know what before Christ in a day would have done. But all my dating experiences were before Christ. Okay. So I think at that point I would have probably just said, I think it would have been majorly.
I get it.
I think it would have been majorly positioning. I think it would be majorly like positioning, but intensely like putting yourself right? And at that point, if you don't catch onto it, then you're done.
Yeah,
exactly.
Really and honestly.
As you said, no one was a dumb guy. So
yeah,
I
exactly.
And if I
Wait, how did we get here? What I bat an eyelash and I stand here, you don't notice that I like you.
Do you get me just positioning myself, telling you that hello, you are good looking.
You're good looking.
That's the end.
What
If
I spy you
if you
from
don't
the
get
side.
it, you don't get it.
And if you don't get it, forget about it.
Any of you had a really deep, I mean, you don't have to go into details and stuff like that, but have you guys been heartbroken before? And guys, bear in mind that like all of us here were Christians and stuff like that, and so don't worry, we're gonna get into that aspect of things where people will be saying, but God said he's the one.
Mm.
Because anyway, yeah, like what happens when God says he's the one but he's not the one?
And then after, like, I just realized that, like, that voice, so
It was God.
Did you really hear
Did you
God?
really
Did
hear?
you really hear God? But sometimes you do hear God.
I've never
Okay,
experienced
so let's not go into that yet.
Okay,
Never
let's
experienced
take
that.
it from the breakup part.
Yes, okay. So I don't want to ask, obviously, I don't want to ask people details or whatever, because, like, this is YouTube. But,
Which rubbish YouTube? I will say what I have to say. No, it's not even that deep. Like, it's not that deep.
Yeah,
So I was seeing this person, and
Let's give him
then
a name.
let's call him
carrots.
Carrot.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Carrot is such a nice name. No, let's give him like
Jacob.
like
now that's-
dumpster.
Okay.
I'm joking, guys. Please don't put it up there. She's not joking. Let's call him Carrot. So I was seeing Carrots, right? And honestly, I don't even blame this Carrot person, to be very honest. So we were actually, it wasn't a relationship, to be fair. It was like a thing. But you know how like it was a thing but exclusive, that kind of thing. And Carrots traveled to, yeah, at the time I was in Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
And this Carrot person traveled to Toronto.
Yeah.
And actually, to be fair, I didn't know what was going on because he had, like, you know how you can block someone from Snapchat from seeing your story? But you can still message the person, but you can't see their stories.
Yeah.
So it was actually me watching on my friend's story. I was like, this Carrot's posted. How come I didn't see Carrot's post? Then I just clicked on the Carrot's post, saw him in a, like, doing this proposal thing. Like, he was proposing to the girl to be his girlfriend.
What?
Yeah, this girl. Yeah, it's a very messy situation. Proposing to the girl to be his girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
And I remember it was in the middle of this mall in Hamilton called Jackson Square. And I literally just broke into tears. Like, on that table, I broke into tears. Like, because it was like such a big, like, it broke.
Like,
at the time, I was probably, what, 16?
I didn't expect
Crying
like, I
at
didn't
16?
expect to see that video in the mall. I can imagine.
You know, like, you get. I was number one, I was shocked that he had posted and I didn't even see the post. But you know when you're just like, oh yeah, free, it's like, it's not that
yeah.
you know, click the post. And it's not like everybody knew what was going on except me. But no, it was really terrible. I remember even at the time, like a lot of guys, because the boys had their own like residence, lots of guys were just like was sorry, we know how you feel. I was like, you know what? You know what? Like, I was very, very happy that happened to me because it could have probably taken me down a rabbit hole that I shouldn't have been down anyway. And maybe my journey would have been different. So I'm very, very thankful that God made it happen, even though it wasn't in the most favorable way. But I'm thankful. Look at me now, like.
It's about your wife. Anyway. But I wanted to say that, like, I mean, I feel like in the Christian space, we don't really speak about heartbreak. Like, heartbreak. You say, okay, yeah, me and this person didn't work out. But then you won't really go into depth, like, actually this is really ripping my soul apart, and I think that I might want to off myself. I'm just
my life.
like, yeah, and you know, it's really deep. Actually, it gets to that point where it's that deep. But I don't think people really talk about it because people think, it's just a flimsy relationship, especially in the Nigerian space. Is it not just girlfriend and boyfriend? Like, why is this such a big deal? But then it's like, it actually is a big deal. And
or like the game is the game. Like,
yeah, the game is the game.
Like,
Actually, not
is it really the game? No, it's not the game.
No,
it's
like
terrible.
Some people are actually, you know, thinking of ending it all, and it's like really, really scary to think. But I think that what I've learned with this whole thing, was even in my own dating life, if that makes sense, is that with God, like, there are different stages of grief and things like that, because breakups are like it's a
something that's lost.
Basically.
Yeah,
like,
something that's lost.
It's like, I feel like, I feel like that blessed are those who mourn. They always just think it has to be one deep tragedy. But sometimes it's okay to actually mourn something that has ended, that you have been with for so long. Like friendships and relationships, and it's okay, right? I can't lie, not too long ago.
No, it wasn't.
But like, you know, like I don't really believe in take your time, like just.
I disagree. I believe in take your
I
time
don't
because
She said jazz up.
Because first of all, people are different. People were raised different. Their attachment styles. So,
Okay.
one thing that I started saying, especially after I went through my own breakup, was, "Oh, you should be over this by now." No, don't tell anybody. Don't let anybody tell you how to
It's
say.
so easy to tell it to somebody
No.
else, like
Until
like that, until it feels like somebody's in your heart, letting go.
And also, you were the only one in that relationship. You can try to explain it to other people, but they
nobody
won't get
will.
it with gravity. So go at your own pace, because if you ignore it for so long, years will pass, and you
And one day you just bust out, you don't even know.
You might not even burst
might not-
out,
you might
you just start expressing new behaviors in your relationship.
Exactly.
And then you not even realize
honestly,
you go back and you're like, okay, yeah, this is actually why I'm doing the way that I'm
Take
behaving.
your
Honestly,
time.
I really agree with what you guys are saying, to be fair, but I think maybe I'm coming also from a place where I believe that like you know, healing does not have to be, there are different stages of healing, and healing doesn't have to be, you know, just you locking yourself in your room for months. I do believe that like you need to actually still like heal and continue with life. As I said,
Yes, for sure. I
You really
agree.
have to. No, the thing is that you genuinely have no choice. Because
You
first of all,
don't.
your bills are not going to be like, oh, I'm outside the door, I'm waiting for her to heal
You
me.
get
No.
apart from even like bills, like
Everything is going to keep moving forward, and you have to keep
exactly.
Yes. And the only way to get out of that depression or that rut is to actually move, like force yourself to leave your house. So
And genuinely for babes, like if you're crying and you've been crying for months, please, that boy is in his house playing FIFA. I promise you that he doesn't even remember anything that happened. He's probably in party chat and they're laughing about something. So please,
It's so true.
please, like genuinely stop crying yourself to sleep. Like I know that it's so easy to do so, but at some point you actually have to stand up for yourself because nobody else will.
True.
He's not coming back. There's no the Holy Spirit's not gonna wake up one day and tell you that he's the man for you. I'm so sorry. He's not gonna happen. So please just like wake up,
bro, healing is your responsibility.
No, like literally no one is like he might have been the one that hurt you, or you guys hurt each other, whatever the dynamic of your relationship was. It's over, it's over. Just carry yourself and be moving. Unless you have maybe extra instruction from God where it's like, okay, yeah, you know, stay and whatever. But even at that, you have to be you have to be 100% sure.
I have something
you
to
can't
say
be
actually.
100%.
But I have a question too. Like,
Okay,
I kind of.
No, let's back up.
I don't understand that thing where people say, "Oh, I'm suffering in this relationship, but God is saying I should stay." I don't get it.
Wait,
God, God really
no,
says
wait.
you
I'm
should
not
suffer.
saying wait. I did not say you should stay in the relationship if you're suffering. I said when people break up, and then you are asked to stay in his life. I did not say
stay in the person's
Don't
life.
use the Holy Spirit to stay in
But
the
I'm
relationship.
like,
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Tables.
Tables.
My issue with like maybe it's just me, right? Because I've actually been asking God for wisdom with this, so I'm asking this on a like, you know, let me learn. A lot of Christian relationships, it never ends in, oh, God said I should just disconnect. It's always God said I should stay here, or God said He's the one for me, and maybe this is not just the time. And for me, it's like I feel like this connects. Yeah, I feel like this connects to the one thing where you just feel like no, like I'm a Christian. I should just have. I'm just going to have one relationship. I'm going to be the one.
But
And I do believe that I do believe in my. If I'm going to be honest, I do believe that like you don't have to go through different heartbreaks to find the one, especially when the Holy Spirit is leading you, right? But then I do believe that sometimes that you get it wrong, and it's okay for you to just be still looking for the one. But I feel like in a lot of relationships, like it's like, oh yeah, God said that, like I had that dream. I'm like,
okay, but then I think what I would say to that end, the reason why I mentioned that is because genuinely, it's more or less like God is not a God of confusion, right? He's not somebody that will tell you stay and then the guy is just acting. Do you understand? There will be clear vision as to why you are staying. If I ask you why you're staying and the only answer is that you had a dream that said that told you to stay, what exactly, to what end are you staying? Do you understand? Like, why is that person still in your life? To what end? Okay, is it that the person is unsaved and God wants to use you, or even if not even use you?
Wait. Okay, when you're done. Okay.
Not necessarily that you will be the one to save the person, but more in the sense that being there might be a good influence for him. You might not be the person that will lead him to God or to lead him to Christ. I know God works in very mysterious ways, so we can't just always be like, oh no, for that particular thing it doesn't work out. But that's genuinely not it, because I've literally seen real life situations where that's happening, and you can clearly see the change in the person. The babe had she wasn't the one that came and told him, oh, give your life to Christ, and no, it was more or less like her being in his life was a positive influence in every regard, and eventually the babe will marry somebody else, or maybe they will get married. You never know. So I'm just saying, but you have to be sure. So you cannot be going off of one dream that you had one day when a night before you just finished crying about him, and you woke up and you saw in the light that
sometimes too the man might not even be a bad person. So in those situations now, it's like, what if God is telling you that this is just not the person for you? The reason why I'm just saying this is just to build up on what Sharon said about how like people use the voice of God to say, oh yeah, let me still stay in this thing. But like in situations where the guy is legit like a good person, but he's just not the one
your
person.
For you.
So I feel like that's the thing. Everyone expects you, like the person to be a bad person before God is like, oh
no.
I legit had to learn that.
Yeah, exactly. Like the reason why I was saying that was because so basically I feel like I just know my God, and I don't know why I will not believe that like it's always soft. I heard God wants us to be no, I'm so serious, because I feel like because for me it's like, I see people, I actually do believe in like, staying in like somebody's life because maybe you're just meant to be there, but not in that capacity. But I feel like after you've broken up with somebody, you do need time to heal and separate. And maybe God will not say come back into his life. But I don't see why it's like, oh, God said we should stay friends, and then you're seeing this person enter relationships, you're dying inside. The person is telling you, oh yeah, I met this babe, but it's like
no. I was just going to mention a few things about this whole God said, God did not say. The first thing is that you should know how you hear from God in the little things, right? So that when it comes to something as big as a relationship or marriage, right, you know how God speaks to you. Normally, you can't. The first time you are asking God to speak to you or tune your ears to the sound of His voice cannot be when you are asking for such a big thing as a life partner. It has to be a continuous journey. Like I know the voice of God when He's telling me, you know what, stay home today, don't go out. I know the voice of God when He's telling me, start reading at this time. I know the voice of God even in the little things, like when God tells you, nah, don't wear that shirt today, try another one. You know the voice of God in those little things, so that when God speaks to you, there are patterns that you know that, oh yeah, I feel this way when God speaks to me. And you can now know that God is speaking to you about that particular thing.
so good.
Yeah, because a lot of people claim they hear God's voice, but then it's actually the imprinting of their heart. When you have conditioned yourself to believe that that particular person is for you, then you go to God and ask Him that, God, is this person for me? You will always hear yes, because you're just your mind is just
your heart is not willing to receive, even if the answer is alternating to what
exactly.
you want.
Even if you hear no, the devil cast out.
I cast out. Get out.
Exactly.
What do you mean? This is what?
Exactly. So you cannot even go to God to say, is this the person, the one when you're already like catching serious feelings? It should be from that point that it's like, okay, I think I'm kind of liking this guy, but let God give me an answer first before I can do that. I'm not saying that God has just one perfect person for you, no. But marriage is such a lifelong catalyst to your purpose that you cannot be wrong. You cannot make a wrong decision when you are going into marriage. And I want to clearly say that there have been times that God has said, this person is good for you, but that relationship doesn't end up working. That is very possible. And let me explain
100%.
why. It's very, very possible. But let me explain why. Because at the end of the day, God is not an enforcer. It will not enforce onto your will. For example, this person might have been a good person at the time, but let's say they mixed with like other people, and then they started doing evil things, and God cautioned them, don't do this thing, don't do, you're falling away, and then they decide to subdue the voice of the Holy Spirit and decide to go ahead into the whatever they're doing, whatever they want to do. In that case, it's God wrong. It's God the problem.
Yeah.
No, it's the person that is the problem.
Because sometimes it can get a bit sticky though, because then the person on the other side will be like, but did I actually hear God?
You could have heard. That's why I say always know how you hear from God, because you could have heard God, you could have had peace, and the relationship still doesn't work. And this has happened to a lot of men of God that, you know, this is usually their situation. Then that thing almost brings up self-doubt. Like, did I actually hear God?
100%.
But if you know the way you hear from God, and you are certain,
it can be taken out. It doesn't always have to be. God can just decide, okay, this is like things have changed.
Is it not God that will come and tell you, my sister, this brother is not your own again?
You said that in people, so you spoke about how people that don't really know God or don't really hear God, sometimes this is the problem with their marriages. But let me present to you guys that in this day and age, everybody's married, they scatter left, right, and center.
Are we talking about Megan?
Guys,
See, let me be honest. People are just not ready to do the work anymore.
see, we will get there. Let me just finish. We'll get there. I just think that, like, even with Christian or not Christian, I just think that the hard truth is that a lot of Christians do not do the work to even find out if you're compatible or not. And when I say compatible, do you even like this person? Like this is, it's not every.
I think that this topic that you're segueing into is like a different conversation
No, we need to get there because it's not every day counts. Okay, God said I'll see 3 clouds. If I see 3 clouds like this, then no, wait, I feel like. Anyway, so my last thing is, like, I wanted to ask you guys, like, what are your toxic traits with respect to relationships
that we have?
Yes, that you guys have, or let's just say Christian women have. Or you can talk about yourself, you know. What are some toxic traits?
I won't lie to you. When you guys are talking about like, going in and actually finding people, not finding, but you understand, putting your I really do believe that he will knock on my door, because I do have strength. Like, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't think that, to be honest, that's not even, for me, I know that's not right. At least, like, God has really made it clear to me that I have to
Basically
put myself out there, right? This is not me saying I put myself out there.
You guys, if something don't watch
wedding.
No, for real. Like,
I also just wanted to say, there was a time like Pastor Deji was talking about like, you know, the man might not look exactly the way you want. So Bradley looked at me. I saw how she looked at me, and the truth is that that's also another toxic trait. Like, I have like some very weird like expectations. I'm not saying that your expectations should not be high. Women always put your expectations high, but like there's some expectations that should not even be there. It's like I won't be like to me. I always say that, like, why is my man on TikTok? But like, he wants to be on TikTok.
I got like Sharon is one of those people, like,
right?
Anyway,
but like, so I feel like those are like toxic traits, and I feel like Christian women to expect, sometimes men start to detest Christian women because like they try and build you into something. They try and build the man that they are into something. And that's why compatibility is so key. And it's because you can't force somebody to be something that they are not. Christian men kind of do it too. In the aspect like, why are you a Christian but like you're dating somebody who, like, you know, smokes weed, you don't smoke weed, and then every time you just like, you're disgusted by her, but why did you, like, do you understand? Like,
well, you knew that before.
Do you understand? I've seen things like that, right? I feel like you need to compatible. You can't change. You can't make somebody become somebody that they are not. If they don't decide that this is what they want, right? I do believe like there should be growth in a relationship. You can't really expect your man to come in a perfect spot, like, do you understand? But I feel like there should be some aspects that like you guys don't have to fight to grow together. Like, it's just exactly.
For me, I think there's 2 things. Number 1 is that, like, I don't know, I struggle with just that idea of like growing with a man. I'm just like, can I just get an already made man? Like, most people like that kind of like being Bob, because I have attempted to be Bob the Builder, and it just didn't work out because it's kind of like, and like to what you said about Christian women having that toxic trait, just like we want to build a man into what, and like it's just like, oh, our sister Holy Spirit, like, oh, if he doesn't like have like you know, ambition, like, you know, I'll give it to him, I'll help him figure, and it's just like and I think because of that I've just come to a place where it's just like, please, like, just figure it out and then come. Like, then we should grow, but there are certain things I'm just like, I just want somebody that's already need, like not the one where it's like, okay, you come and then you're not, and then I feel like I'm forcing you, or whether I'm trying to make you who you're not, or rather who you're not ready to be, because that might be
you're not ready to be.
But it's not really a toxic trait. Well, like
I don't think it's
I don't think it is.
It can be toxic in a relationship, because then it's like, now
You don't
he's
want
like,
to
he's
grow
like,
with
this is
someone.
where I am and this is who I am, and you know, and it's not like, okay, I'm not ready to be there, but it's like, okay, I'm ready for you to be there.
Yeah,
Do you understand what I'm
it now
saying?
becomes like a selfish
It's selfish thing, but it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I feel like I'm doing it for your own good, but at the same time, I know that that's not necessarily for your own good. It's just because that I actually want you to be there, so I can have that kind of man.
Yeah.
Do you know that kind of thing? So I think that that's number one, and number two is just kind of like not knowing how to handle people that are not like me. Let's just put it that way. I think I touched on this on Christmas Day about how like I just don't know how to handle like somebody that's not like ambitious or like, you know, driven and wants to do this, and again who's just more like chilled and laid back and is like, okay, things will fall. I'm not saying like be lazy, but like things will fall into place. You know, I don't know how to handle things like that, even in friendships, because I would just be looking at you like,
Yeah, what are you actually doing?
like, what are you actually doing? I think that it might not necessarily be a toxic trait, but it can. From my experience, it has gotten toxic. So
I can't really think of anything right now except
Wow,
probably.
perfect.
No, I'm not saying I'm perfect at all, but I'm not really giving too much thoughts into this. But I would say the growing thing too. I don't stand for that. I don't think I'm going to be growing any man. Like, I mean, like 90%, but like 5%. Like, when I say grow, I don't mean like the little things, because I definitely think that there's so much communication to be done, all of that. But I still rest my case on, I have to be attracted to this person to a certain extent. We will have to flow. We don't need to have everything in common, because you can see some opposites attract. But we need to share the same values. That's the word I'm looking for. We need to share the same values. Not saying I'm perfect, but
kinda.
So just like Banka said, I don't know if I have any toxic traits. I mean, it's different for me because I'm already in a relationship.
Yeah.
But I'll say that one thing I'm working on is knowing that things don't always have to go my way or the way that I want it. At the end of the day, there are two people in this relationship, right? And relationships are always going to be about giving and taking, right? And I have noticed in myself that I'm a very opinionated person. I want things to go the way that I want them to go, because I think that, you know, I'm more knowledgeable about that particular situation. But this is without even considering what the other person is thinking or what their own ideas are. And it's definitely something that I've really learned to work on a lot. And at the end of the day, I'm still a work in progress.
I think I would say one more last thing for me. It's just the idea of changing somebody, because I think that's one thing heavy for me. Like, I want them to always align with how I'm thinking. If you're not thinking like me, it's like you are thinking wrong when that is not true. So that is one thing.
thinking differently.
They're just thinking differently, and that's okay.
I think for me, I would say that I struggle to let go of a certain like idea of the person I want to be with. So so even if somebody comes along and they are perfect, just because it doesn't fit what I'm expecting, you know, it can even be something as small as how they dress. And it's like that doesn't really make sense, because what if our pastor actually said this thing, like, what if God's best for you comes in a way that you don't expect, that doesn't look like what you want? You know, sometimes, you know, and he says that God will always give you what you need over what you want. And I personally don't like that, because
I don't. Because I was going to say, just add to Mama's point, at the end of the day, you don't know what's best for you.
You don't.
You have a very, very skewed perspective of what you think is best for you, because of the way that you have grown up, because of experiences that you have seen, maybe relationships that have failed, marriages that have failed. You keep saying, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, but you don't know what's best for you. At the end of the day, God is the one that knows exactly what is best for you. And sorry, that person might not be 6'4", it might just be 5'11", and the 5'11" man that will give you peace, that will give you joy, the 5'11" man that will give you your beautiful babies, would you rather choose a 6'4" person that will torment your life?
He doesn't have to torment my life.
Exactly.
I do what he needs to do.
No, I the end of the day, right? If we always pray that God, let your will be done, but you making your own rules and making your own this and that, is that letting God's will? Like, is God's will going to be done?
Oh, yeah, you are speaking the truth, though. I'm just finding you out.
If somebody else was talking to me, I would give them this advice. But in my head,
it's okay, guys. At the end of the day, that's why we will keep on working on our Christian journey and we feel that, you know what, we can actually hear God. Oh, what is happening to us?
No, for real. Like, no. No, because there's nothing else to say. It's just I need to get rid of this thing because
I don't know, can I end in a story? I have a story basically. Like I was talking to somebody and the person was like totally like perfect. Even me, I was wondering like why is that not just everything right? But like it was later actually. It was also like the person was the only issue was like I didn't understand the person's jokes. And like the person would literally be laughing. I was like first. But it was later that I realized that like it was later that I realized that like this like looking back and seeing where I am, I don't regret it to be watching. I don't regret. But looking back, I see that like there's sometimes that you're a bit too rigid. You can actually like release, and I think it's also like just you might not know it, but everybody's always ready to be like, oh, like when you come into the room, everybody will be like, oh wow, that's her man. But sometimes you actually have to be ready to fight, like, yeah, that's my man. And everybody will be
exactly. And I'm like,
it all comes down to level of attraction. He might not be attracted to everybody, but he should be attracted to me.
And as long as I think you're attractive, I don't really care about everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. And that's why our rigidity like is because of
other people.
What we think,
that's so exactly.
You want the man that like when you saw your friends on Instagram, you don't have to be like, oh my god, like he's actually fine in real life.
Misha is for me and my eyes. Anyway, the camera is about to die, you guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm thinking of making it like a series. So if you want me to do that, just let me know in the comment section down below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You know, we'll catch you guys soon. Make sure you subscribe, like, you know, all that good stuff. Put this emoji if you made it to this point. Okay, let's see who the real ones are, as always. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.